Turf War is a two-player game for ages 14 and up with an average gameplay length of 15 to 30 minutes, published by Gadabout Games. The basic overview of Turf War has each player playing cards to improve their lawn to sway your neighbors. Once the final neighbor is swayed to a player, the game ends and the player with the most points wins. To set up the game, each player will place the set of 9 dirt cards in front of them in a 3x3 pattern to create your yard. Next to each yard, place the set of bank cards set to 0, a home, and a garage card. To create each player's starting hand, they will begin the game with a rake, a toolbox, and a watering can. Next, shuffle the main deck, and between each player, place the deck and flip 5 cards face up in a row to create the store, with the trash card nearby. If any event cards come up when creating the store, place them at the bottom of the deck and draw a new card to replace it. Next, shuffle the neighbor deck and place it in between the players with 5 cards placed face up. And the player who most recently did yard work will go first, and you are ready to begin. In order, on your turn, you will follow any start action cards in your yard. They are identified by this sun icon. Next, decide if you wish to be home or away. If going from away to home, you can pick up all cards in your garage and place them in your hand. When home, you can play a single card from your hand. You can also sway a neighbor. To play a card, it must be on a location with this plus icon. You can only add a maximum number of cards to a pile based on the number of plus icons, not counting the pile card. For example, this pile can only support 1 card, but this pile can support 3 total cards. Other cards, such as tools, can be played on any pile, including dirt piles, and are placed face down in your garage after use. Pest cards can be played on your opponent's yard, but only if they are away, and they also ignore pile limits and can even be played on dirt piles. And finally, any card played with a play symbol must be completed immediately by the player whose yard this card is played in. When swaying a neighbor, you must either meet the criteria for cards indicated by the checkbox icon, or bribe them by completing the task in full indicated by the coin with the $sign icon. You can only sway 1 neighbor per turn, and only when you are home. No player can sway a neighbor away from the other player, and do not restock any swayed neighbors. If you choose to be away, you cannot play any cards, but you can work, which allows you to gain 5 coins and buy a single card from the store. When working, adjust your bank so you have 5 more coins than you began this turn with. If desired, you may purchase a single card from the store by paying its cost displayed here, and subtracting that cost from your bank. Once purchased, place the card face down in your garage. Then restock the store by drawing a card from the main deck until there are 5 cards face up in the store. If the card drawn is an event card identified by this lightning bolt, the player who is restocking the store must complete the action on the card. Once completed, trash the event card and draw a new card to replace it. And finally, on your turn, no matter if you are home or away, you will do any and all end action cards in your yard identified by this moon icon. Then pass to the other player. Continue this back and forth until the last neighbor is swayed. Calculate victory points by adding the numbers in the ribbons together along with any bonuses certain cards provide, such as the stacking stones and the garden gnomes. Then the player with the most points wins. In the case of a tie, the player with the most neighbors wins. If playing with the Trick or Treat expansion, there are a few added rules and setup tasks. When setting up the game, give each player a candy bag bank setup. Then shuffle neighbor cards into the neighbor deck and shuffle the store cards into the main store deck. When playing the game, whenever you are away, you can choose to spend 3 coins to purchase 1 candy. Add the candy to your candy bag, and at the end of the game, every set of 3 candies is worth 1 victory point. But the candy will also be used whenever trick-or-treaters are drawn from the main deck. These cards are both event and neighbor cards. Whenever drawn from the main deck, the player will treat them as an event card and address them immediately. If you have enough candy, you can sway them and add them to your neighbor pool. But if you do not have enough candy, or choose not to sway them, you must do the trick. And once completed, or if it cannot be completed, place the trick-or-treater on the bottom of the main deck. All other aspects of the game play the same and fit with the other card pack, like the fantasy pack, that adds a new style of player cards and neighbors. And that is all you need to know to start playing Turf War. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.